Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CryptoC Investigation, where we have a look at various cryptocurrency projects and we ask ourselves, is this really going to be worth investing in? Today, we'll be looking at Minicaps, aka Minix. If you guys like what I do on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you do want to comment on this video, you're very welcome to. My one request would be that it would be a healthy, kind, and well thought out comment, which would be beneficial for both myself, yourself, and for people who are watching. Yes, so we're trying to have a community based around truth and all that jazz, and we're not just a bunch of salty maxis because I call out salty maxis, I guess. Also, a little other disclaimer, this is not to be considered as legal financial advice and should only be taken away for inspirational, entertainment, and educational purposes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the system. Alright, cool. CoinMarketCap, what does that tell us about it? So, our current rank is 7,247. Doesn't show its market cap or its fully diluted market cap. Not too concerned about this. The volume in the last 24 hours is 612, so as you can imagine, it's not very big. So it is probably going to be getting a little bit bigger here and there. Let's have a look at where the sort of coin charts have gone. As we can see, they started off at a delicious quad 091. Now we're sitting at a quad 019. Sorry, I thought that was funny. And we're currently sitting in 2007. Yes, so this doesn't really tell us too much about who they are, but I will briefly read this out for you. So, Minix is the governance token of Minicaps.io, the world's first anti-scam crypto listing hub for low market cap projects. Minicaps' main objective is a listing platform for investors seeking to buy in early into crypto projects while employing unique and explicit tools to increase the most important aspects within the decentralized finance world, trust and security. Yeah, you guys can sort of pause and read the rest of that jazz. So currently only available on pancakeswap. I believe this is pretty fresh. We'll just quickly check when it was made. So 2 months ago. So that's in terms of the token, which is quite a while ago. This is their audit report. So pretty much everything is passed on this audit report, but I will be pointing out two things here. The first one is, excuse me, is this here. So smart contract SWC attacks. Not exactly sure what a SWC attack is. If anybody knows, please feel free to enlighten me. But as we can see, so it says outdated compiler version, so that's a bit of a low risk, and the floating pragma is the other low risk. And there is something which has to do with, oh, there we go. So they do have one extra line which is in there as well, which stops specified wallets from interacting with the smart contract function modules. So yeah, so they potentially can be blacklisting a few different wallets. But otherwise, according to the audit, it's pretty clean, pretty safe. Can't really see anything which is sort of too bad in the essence. Let's have a look at BSCscan to see what we can find out about this. So as we can see, the top two wallets are actually contracts, which is a good time. So it means that they probably won't have any great access to it. Plus, the third top wallet is actually a burn wallet. So these are definitely some pretty decent notes. And then we also see that this has actually got a contract next to it as well. But we will be having a look into this because there's a possibility that they could be able to rework or do something with this wallet here. We will look into that, and then yeah. Yeah, so this other wallet, I do not know what that is for yet, but maybe BSC Check might tell us. We will have a look. So keep in mind that they currently have a total supply of 10 billion, and as you can see, a bunch of these are within the hundreds of millions, except for 2 and 3 billion. Cool, let's have a look at what BSC Check tells us. So we have a buy and a sell tax of 14%, which is one of the highest that I have seen. There may be something which can justify a little bit of that jazz for us. If we actually have a look, these tokenomics may actually help us understand. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, but that equals 16. So that's possibly what they mean in regards to the tokenomics regarding token distribution. So maybe that's one reason why they have such a high buy and sell tax. Otherwise, I'm not entirely sure why it's so high. If that is not it. So the ownership is not renounced. We can have a look at what that could potentially mean for us. And as you can see, the pink lock tokens, so this is, from what we can see, a dev wallet, and they've actually crossed it out, and so I think we will have a look at why that reason could be. So it says that over 99% or 99.9611% has been burned or locked. So in terms of that jazz, when it comes to the liquidity pool, that is pretty good. That's pretty fine, to be honest. So there's nothing really here which is that concerning. Although this 4.73% is pretty high, so if let's say they're to sell, it could drop a bit, but I'm not really too concerned about that, to be honest, because pretty much almost every other wallet holds about 0 point something percent, and those guys who probably purchased that probably were just really excited for the project, or it could have something to do with the actual dev bits of jazz. So let's have a look at these things here. Sorry, tokensniffer, not Moonarch. So the token is sellable at this time, we know that much. Ownership not renounced, so remember that could potentially disable selling, change fees, or mint new tokens. And there has been other prior similar token contracts. Now when I saw this was a little bit concerning because 2 out of the other similar token contracts, as you can see, a bunch of these seem to have like real shill names like Baby Bunny, Tracy, Baby Tezos, Choco Doge, Floki, Tokyo, and all that sort of jazz. So that sort of doesn't really give us a lot of like I guess hope you could call it. If there is any developers, you are very welcome to actually review the difference yourselves. But I'm personally not a developer or somebody who's a coder, so I can't really read it for myself to be able to identify whether or not it is going to be very good or very bad. So yeah, I mean, if we have a look at some of these interesting details, so these guys didn't actually have a liquidity pool, and then so it says create address blacklisted for prior scams, and that's the same with so that's both Bunny Jr. and Baby Robo Doge. So create a blacklisted for prior scams. So yeah. So this is just sort of some things to think about, especially because the other coins which have been released previously were also scat coins. So yeah, so as we can see, it says 4% of tokens locked. I'm a bit unsure if it is actually properly 4%, because remember, when we had a look here, we can see that 92% is currentently locked via the pink sale pink lock, and this one says that only 4% is currently that is holders. I'm looking at 2 different statistics, sorry guys. So 99%, okay, cool, so that's safe, and then so 7% burned, and then 92% is within pink lock. Sorry folks. So tokens locked is 4%, which as we can see from the actual BSC scan, we can see that right there. So cool. So things are looking good. Things are looking pretty carp high. I don't really see anything here which is too greatly threatening. It's interesting how it says all other holders. Oh, okay, so this is probably not taking into account that one burned wallet, so that's a little bit concerning. But yeah, we can probably move past that jazz. Cool. So we have a look at what Moonarch says. So yeah, it's interesting. There's a bunch of colors here. So so it says that 49% of the supply is currently unlocked. And then it says that the liquidity is 39%. What is locked is 4%. Remember, because we had to look at that one wallet. Burnt is 6.54%, and the owner owns 0.47%, which I believe lines up with this as well. So we will move on from that. In terms of the liquidity, so pretty much the same details as the other one as well. We know the token age, and they did also, so I believe that this 4%, which they actually originally did have locked with pink lock, has actually been expired. It says that it's been expired for about 20 days now. So not exactly sure of the purpose of this. I did message the team to ask to see if we could find out what exactly that was for, but yeah, they didn't respond to that jazz. Yeah, so I believe that they might have just gone and moved it over from pink lock over to this contract here, but not entirely sure, to be honest. Yeah, so if anybody has any details, feel free to share. Yeah, and as we can see, so it'll be locked for another 109 days, as we can see here as well, so it unlocks in 109 days, and that total amount locked is, it says that it's only 793,000, which is definitely not very much when it actually comes to how a bunch of these are within the billions. So yeah, I could just be reading these things these things wrong, so feel free to correct. Cool. So they also say, so it says here that they have a market cap of 188,000, but keep in mind this would be the fully diluted market cap. And it says that they currently have, it just switched it as I highlighted it, the cursed mouse. So we have about 80,000 dollars worth of BNB available in terms of the LP holdings. And let's have a look at some of these modifiers on the right hand side to see if we can see anything which is sort of greatly concerning. If anybody does know anything on here which is concerning, then that could be good to know. So they do talk about various honeypot risks here. So one of them, remember, is that the owner can blacklist addresses, which, I mean, to be honest, I think that kind of makes sense because of what they are actually trying to do, is by promoting. So pretty much their hub which they're creating is to be anti-scam, so it sort of makes sense for them to have that as a feature, in my opinion. It says that they can change the fees, which is a bit concerning, and that's interesting how baby poly X, I mean, yeah, to me that's sort of, when I think of any coins which start with the word baby, often they are like meme coins, or, you know, scat coins or whatever, or, you know, they're just like pump and dump coins. So yeah, so it's interesting how it has lines starting with the word baby, and these other ones, yeah, nothing. Set swap tokens at amount, interesting. And it says that they have deployed 2 other contracts, which both of those are Minix as well. And once again, we have that mint function, which is pretty much in almost every other thing which we look at. So yeah, so very interesting stuff. And we've had a look at kucoin. So let's have a look at some of the Twitter stats. Now keep in mind, they've only got 493 followers. So you know what? I think we might skip the Twitter stats for today. But what we can briefly see is that for the last 30 days, they've had minus 45. That is fascinating. Don't know what's the cause of that. But they do have a few posts. A bunch of the comments just seem like spam comments, but not because I think the company is doing it. I don't think that the company are the ones who are promoting these spam comments, but there's pretty much like a bunch of them being like, hey, message me on my DM, come join for these things or what have you, and yeah. So yeah, I don't really think that is that is their intention or their purpose. So one thing which is a little bit concerning is that we can't actually see properly why the token distribution is like this, and we don't know how many users can be released to the packet. Jeez. To the I was reading marketing and thinking of public. So it doesn't really make sense that we can't see the jazz, because we want to see what's actually released to the public, what's, you know, available for the pre-sale, how much the team is actually going to be receiving, because we currently don't really know any / much of that sort of jazz. When we have a look at the roadmap, I will zoom in a little bit for you guys. So we can see that December 2021, we've had a few things there. Then we have, so up to May 2022, so top CEX listings. I do wonder where they intend to go for that, because I feel like usually centralized exchanges, when it comes to the actual listings, they usually take like a lot longer than just maybe like 5 months to be able to list coins. But your boy could be wrong when it comes to that jazz. So I feel like it's a bit maybe wishful thinking to be able to go there. Minicaps mobile app development, okay, cool. Mainstream media advertisement push, cool. Dex integration for seamless. Interesting. Excuse me. So yeah, so I personally think it's pretty cool what these guys are trying to do. Another thing which is a bit of a concern is the fact that we don't have a docs team, but here is the answer for that. They say the dev and team behind PolyX are fully doxed to the Pink Sale Finance team, hence the KYC badge on the pre-sale page. When I actually had a look on Pink Sale, and I mean, maybe I'm just looking in the wrong spot. I can't see anything which has to do with, sorry, that's the wrong place. I couldn't see anything which had directly to do with something like regarding KYC, but I mean, keep in mind that I am looking at the locked liquidity, so that could just be that I'm looking in the wrong place. Yeah, and so when I actually did message on the Telegram, they briefly did message me about something, but I haven't really heard anything yeah, they weren't very good at like responding to me because I did have questions and all that sort of jazz. Yeah, so let's sort of wrap this up, and we'll sort of try to see if maybe we should actually invest into this. So here are my personal thoughts. I think that if you want to invest in this, do it because you believe what these guys are doing is really good. Believe in the idea that these guys are literally the world's first anti-scam crypto listing hub for low market cap projects. I think that by investing into these guys, you probably will actually have a better chance of getting into low market cap things, and projects which are hopefully not going to be rug pulling on you. Yeah, so that's some benefits. The other thing is that there's really no concern when it actually comes to wallet holdings, except for this possible one here. But even if this guy sells, he's only got like under like 5%, so he's got like 4.7%. So even if he sells, that doesn't mean that it's going to destroy and wreck the whole entire project. If he does sell, it just means that there could be an even deeper dip in the price, but nothing which is too concerning. Also, I think maybe a part of why their actual social stats are actually minus 45 for the last 30 days is because, as you can see, the coin is just kind of going, yeah. So yeah, if you do want to invest, it would be an incredibly low market cap. So remember, we can't see the current market cap, but we do know that from what we have seen, that the fully diluted market cap is around about 18 million, I believe. Sorry, 187,000. My bad. Let's not get those numbers wrong. Yeah. So other sort of things. So safety tools. We'll use the most effective security protocols to ensure safety of the projects are listed on Minicaps. So automatic smart contract scan, smart contract cross-referencing, smart contract audit, and KYC verification. So yeah, I think it's still possibly good to actually have a public kind of doxing when it comes to investing into projects. But of course, it depends on, I guess, how decentralized that project actually is, right? Yeah. So anyway, am I going to invest in this? Probably not. I don't know, man. They seem to have some pretty good stuff so far. But I mean, yeah, you guys have heard the other reasons which I've said for why I'm potentially not really wanting to invest in, so I won't be repeating myself. But yeah, I mean, 100% of the volume, man, $612 recently. Yeah, but these stats continue to look like a rug pull from what I can see. But if these guys are legit who they actually say they are, and also we don't know the experience behind the team as well. That's also another big annoyance, is that we don't know the experience. We haven't had any interviews, and usually one thing which we may rely on for these coins would be the sort of social statistics, but we don't really have much of that neither. So it seems like, as I say, these guys are wanting to do something good, but there's not enough that I can see for why we should kind of jump into the deep end of the pool. Anyway, that's my video, guys. Thank you for watching. This is my Patreon. If you want special requests, you can please join my advocate tier, and I think I might actually edit this little thing here. So I'm thinking of doing maybe like fan requests, like, I don't know, like once a month or something. I don't know, or once every. I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, because I do want to do a bunch of other ones as well. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining. You have a wonderful evening. God bless. Stay safe out there. Do not do drugs, unless they're illegal. But even that can be dangerous sometimes. So yeah, goodbye. Fairly well.